So the first thing we need to consider with our shoulder press, our barbell shoulder press, is how narrow or how wide do we go? To a degree, it's based on comfort. Whatever's most comfortable for you is probably going to be the way that you will be able to progress with for the longest. So if you find that this width here that I'm demonstrating is too narrow and you prefer to be a little bit wider, that's absolutely fine. If you prefer it a little bit narrower, that's also fine. You have to find somewhere that's comfortable for you that allows your knuckle to stack directly over your elbow in this bottom position. Typically, just out of this position here is usually the weakest point for people. Because the elbow is the furthest away from the shoulder and the load effectively is furthest away from our shoulder at that point, that is typically the weakest point, and this is most commonly the place that people fail their lift the most. So if you feel strongest in this position with a narrower grip or a wider grip, then that is going to be the grip width for you. The other thing to consider is your body position. We want to try and keep everything from the rib cage downwards as still and as steady as possible. We don't want to sacrifice our overhead position. We don't want to put excess pressure onto our lower back. And one of the best ways to do this is what we call the belly slap test. So you want to try and make sure that your stomach is tight enough the entire time through an overhead press so that somebody could come along and smack you in the stomach and you would be absolutely fine. You want to keep this tight and you want to squeeze your bum as well to basically lock in the musculature around here. So we're not moving our lower back throughout the entire range of motion. However, one thing we do before I start, I just open up. It's a very subtle movement, normal stance, and then it's that little touch there where I try to get the chest facing a little bit more towards the ceiling. That is our thoracic spine extension, and that is the spinal structure that is attached to our rib cage. We want to try and extend that just a little bit, which will naturally allow my chin to get out of the way of the bar, so I don't have to push the bar around my face. I can just push it straight up at this point. Once you push it up to the top, you can just push it up to here so your head stays back. You can see my ears are almost hidden by my arms. You can stay here if you want, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can push your head through as well. One of the best ways to progress with a shoulder press over a long period of time is just to stay comfortable. It is a movement that you can't really increase quickly, and it is a very raw test of strength. Shoulder press is a harder movement, so your progress is going to be slower than something like bench press where you have more stability.